take the daughter with her. So if you want to sit there and bitch at the mom, feel free to, but do not complain to us. Like what? Mom's decision. You gonna respect it.
Lie to you about it. But
Especially on
at this
Mother's
point,
Day.
it doesn't have a tough act to follow. They just have to not be a member of MS-13 and beat their wife.
There you go.
And so I think they're going to move on to this next lady. I'm predicting this is going to be the victim du jour. You will see it on cable news. It's time to bring out Zoltar. We're making a prediction.
Wish is granted.
Okay, so this lady, and we're going to give you the real scoop here. It's not what they're going to tell you, but the news is already rolling out the fluff pieces. Hey, this is the latest person wrongfully deported. Can you believe it? Poor lady. She should stay here. And we'll give you the facts after this. But let's go to local news.
The family and friends of
Oh, geez. Okay, no question. Deport her.
No, that's not her. That's
the family and friends of
Oh, geez. Okay, no question. Deport her.
no, that's not her. That's just the newscaster.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Student from Dalton say a traffic stop landed her in an ICE detention center. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Chapman-Whitfield.
And I'm Josh Rowe. This is Jimena Arias Cristobal. Arrest reports we obtained show Dalton police pulled her over on Monday for not following a no turn on red sign.
That's right. Well, they took her to the Whitfield County Jail where authorities say they determined that she was in the country illegally.
However, people who know the teenager
Because she was?
You really? But hold on now. What do you mean? Hold on now. You tell me all these years you've been in this country, and I mean, decent looking young lady and all that, but like all these years you've been in this country, and now this is becoming a problem? There's no way. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on now, guys. We might have it wrong. We might have it wrong on this one because you've been here for like since 4. The girl's graduating high school for that long. No freaking way. But I know she got ID and everything. Like, what? All right, man. Hold on, I gotta hear this.
Star runner and an active member of her church say she is not a criminal and does not deserve to be deported.
And then Monday when
yeah, definitely deport her.
No, Stephen, that's not her either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, different.
she was arrested, we were all just blindsided.
Gone for sure. Deport her.
That one's right.
Okay,
Sort of.
but that's not the one we're talking about.
It was the mom and the dad, not citizens.
She's going to be deported too.
Here illegally.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
You just got lucky.
Okay, deport her too. Let's go.
Came as illegal people. They came like other people to make a better future for my little sister. I mean, for my older sister when she was 4, and they came in with no papers or anything to be here.
Okay.
Illegally.
So it's odd that mom doesn't speak any English. How long has she been here, you ask? We'll get to that. Were they here illegally? Spoiler alert, yes, for a very long time. And did they commit any additional crimes or even misdemeanors that would be a problem for a natural-born citizen? Spoiler alert, yes. Not a member of MS-13, but here we are. You cannot be in this country illegally, disregard the laws, and expect a free ride. So, of course, the left, including and led by, in part here, Tim Miller, they're out in full force, like they did with Abrego Garcia, with propaganda.
Here's the problem with Abrego, though. Like 16, I can understand that. I'm like, all right, he came in here at 16. We asked him to leave when he was 18 or so, 2019. I can get behind that. I see how the Abrego story lines up. But this young lady from 4 all the way out to high school, and all of a sudden she gets caught up on a right, going past a stop sign or not yielding on a stop sign, and now she's in jail? I don't know, guys. Something seems a little bit funny. I'm gonna be honest.
And by the way, for those of you wondering, yes, this exact Tim Miller. But again, I'm really going to avoid ad hominem, which is really tough because it seems to be coming from the other side of this panel here.
Well, I will note for the record that you have not gone ad hominem. And Tim, to be fair, all you've done is abuse Steve. All you've done is abuse Steve on a personal level. I actually would like to rise above that.
His whole career is all he's done is attack gay and trans people. Now he's like, he's getting offended, being called out for it. Just Google his history of his comments about gays, trans people.
Compose yourself, my man. Compose yourself.
Women, like he is Mr. Ad hominem. So don't try to be like, oh, I'm Mr. Nice Guy now. Come on, give me a break. Let's be honest.
Stephen?
Okay, thank you for giving me the floor.
That's so much funnier the second time.
That's a pretty cool necklace.
Yeah, well, he raped Brian Bointano and stole it.
So he already has a boyfriend.
It's okay. I'm sure.
Brian consented.
I'm sure he'll allow you to moisturize. So here is Tim Miller, intellectual titan. Here's his.
Is
it? Yeah, it looks it.
Here's one guess, Gerald. Here's his,
from a treehouse.
Yeah, and this is, by the way, what they'll say is ad hominem. Like, this is ad hominem. Well, sure, this is a comedy show, but when I agree to sit down and debate, we're going to debate the points and all. That's not what I do. It's a waste of time. Here, it's funny because he's super gay, unattractive, and dumb. Now, here's his post.
What would you consider attractive?
A 19-year-old who was brought to America at age 4 got pulled over for not using a turn signal. She was shackled and now is in ICE custody for a month. Our country has become an oppressive hell for non-citizens. Deplorable. Well, our country is a non-place for non-citizens. It shouldn't be a place at all. Like, you say hell, I say figment of your imagination, because they're not supposed to be here.
Yeah. If this is hell, what's heaven?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Mexico.
If this is hell, then they should be glad to get out.
Now, hold on now. Does anybody kind of like see where this is a bit off? She was here since 4 years old, guys. She went through the whole schooling system, all the way out to college, driving, and all of a sudden she gets caught up. How long? How long have you? Well, so she's been here since an illegal citizen since 4 years old, and now we're just now catching her? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, that's right. As Tim Miller says, if that's hell, sign me up. That's how he talks. So
I want to see what it. Scroll back up really quickly for his quote, just right there. So she got pulled over for not using a turn.
Oh, is that her?
Shackled.
Well, maybe she can stay.
Yeah, it's different. Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure I understand his claim here.
Yeah,
shackled and is now in ICE custody, pulled over for not using a turn signal. Okay, well that's wrong. We'll get into that.
And she was shackled like Robert Marley.
I know. It's like, really?
Shackled or handcuffed?
It's not even true.
She was handcuffed.
It's just
shackling sounds so much more sinister.
It does. It does.
Shackling's what the broad earlier on ESPN would have done to her.
Are those the Just Jew It t-shirts? Hey, just Jew It. I'm done.
So much more sinister.
It does. It does.
Shackling's what the broad earlier on ESPN would have done to her in a sex closet.
Yeah.
Okay?
Whoa.
Wow.
Jeez.
Just saying.
I don't like you.
Horrible.
I don't like you in your Jew shirt.
They put her in the stocks.
I feel superior somehow.
It's like it's like your equivalent to like the mask. You put it on and you're just nuts. So let me give you some facts here, because nothing. I shouldn't say nothing. Tim Miller's misrepresenting this. Tim Miller is not being honest. Now, of course, Tim Miller, he does focus largely on feelings, and the left always has to try to appeal to your emotions, and they have to try and then guilt you as though you are not empathetic. And of course, they don't take into account the $150 to $450 billion a year that illegal aliens cost the taxpayer. I have empathy. I have more empathy for you. I know how hard it is to be an American worker who pays taxes, who's raising a family. I know it's very difficult. I would argue more difficult than coming to a country illegally, staying here, not signing the guest book. So I have empathy for them, but my duty is to this country, and so is yours. They have a duty to nowhere. You understand that? Like that's a key component. So don't let people guilt you with this false sense of empathy. Yeah. So here are the facts. She was here illegally. Okay. And by definition, if you are here illegally, you have committed a crime. Okay. 2010, she was brought into the country at 4 years old from Mexico. To even be eligible for DACA, which I disagree with, she would have had to have lived here since, I believe, 2007. Yeah. So she's still 3 years shy of that. Look, does it suck? Yes. It's her parents' fault. It's her parents' fault.
Really?
It's the fault of her dad. It's the fault of her mom, who's never learned the language and has to have her daughter translate for her. I'm sorry. You've been here for a long enough time. You need to speak what is now the official language. Some of you.
This is now the official. English is now the official language of the United States. Learn it.
Say that's racist. India has English as an official language. That's how much white guilt we have had. Do you see how absurd that is? And they're still trying to lay it on thick. By the way, with this girl, a name like Crystal Ball should have seen her arrest coming. That is a very childish joke.
The mugshot. Oh no.
both.
I don't think any of us feel great about it, but,
No.
but we're like, we're going to swing.
We're going to make this happen. Gotta add some levity. Look, I feel bad for this girl. I think there were things that maybe she could have done, but
bro, she was never naturalized as a citizen. Her parents never did her paperwork and put her in this position. She was here since 4. Bruh, y'all didn't do her paperwork? Oh, hell no. I ain't gonna lie. This is on her parents. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I damn near wanted to put this on the Trump administration, but this one, I mean, shame on her parents. Why didn't you make sure she had her paperwork together? She's been here for like 10 years plus.
I feel way, way, way more pissed off at her parents and also the administrations that enabled this. You said DACA 2007. Do you think that crossed mom and dad's mind when they brought their kids here and said, let's just try and stay here long enough to be counted as American citizens?
Right.
We incentivized as an administration. I don't know who was president in 2010. My memory doesn't go back to, oh, that's right. It's Barack Obama.
Yep.
We incentivized these people to come here. And then what do we do then? What do we catch them and go, well, we can't deport them. Well,
Right.
why not? Because it feels bad because she just graduated from high school and she's a track person and she goes to church. I understand that. And that sucks. Her parents should have self-deported and tried to come back the right way if she wanted to live the American dream. That's the way to do it.
Look, they're using their this is at the crux of it. They're using
Their children as emotional leverage on us. Like, oh, you're really about to send this girl away? How could you guys do this? And I'm like, bro, we ain't got no choice. I'm sorry, G, but it's how it is. Like, my heart hurt for the young lady as well, but this ain't even her fault, to be honest. This is her parents' fault. And I honestly do feel bad. I'm not even gonna lie.
children.
Yes.
Okay. As a parent, hopefully you take into account all of the ramifications, the ripple effects when you make decisions regarding your children. You do, right? You understand that there are potential outcomes. In this case, the parent said, we are going to take her into that country. Even though we are not there legally, we are going to set her up. She's going to put her roots down. She's going to make friends. She's going to be and she has no business being there legally, with the full understanding of the consequences that at any point we can be deported, and they never did it the right way.
No.
I'm not saying you wanted your daughter to go through this, but you did use your daughter for as a lottery ticket. And you were okay with these consequences for your daughter. And you were
especially
banking.
their younger children.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping like, damn, I mean, maybe deport the bruh, that's sad. So, but what's the parents' deal then? Like, how the parents' paperwork looking? Because like, what's the deal here? Because that is crazy. It's kind of crazy how only she's getting deported.
Yes,
the younger children were born in the United States.
They're American citizens.
That's their oldest child.
Right.
The 9-year-old daughter who's translating for the lady who didn't learn English in 15 years.
Yep. And here's the thing:
She's an American citizen.
She can stay.
Wow. So they did have a kid here, but they just happened to have one of their other kids out there in Mexico. They brought her here and forgot to naturalize her as a citizen. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Why? Why would you even think about putting your daughter through this? Ah, that sucks.
But what do you think the news will talk about with that? What do you think they'll do? If like, well, you can stay because you're here legally, but sorry, parents, you can't.
No.
Because you knowingly came in here and gamed the system. This is another thing. We act like all these folks are completely innocent just because they haven't committed a violent crime. It's not an innocent action to use children to come here and literally breed to try and get a citizenship. It's a trick that's used to the tune of many, many millions of people. It's immoral. Just to be clear, like, I'm not okay with it. And by the way, we're going to go through this again. People say she's not getting due process. She received all of the process she was due.
Yep, 100%.
Oh, wait, you're being pulled over. Okay, you committed a moving violation or some kind of a misdemeanor. Okay, this is the process, the fork in the road. Give me your ID.
This is that due process he was talking about. Give me your ID. Oh, okay, you're a citizen. Well, here's this ticket, citation, goodbye. But then if you're not a citizen, oh, okay, well, this is the due process that you get. Yep. Come on. Time for you to go with ICE.
D, so we can book you. All right. Then you go through this process, fair and speedy trial. Oh, wait a second. You're not a citizen? No. Deport you. That's the process. The first step is figuring out if you should be here. It'd be like going to a high school where you have no business being. It's not your district. You're not signed up. And you smack some kid, and they send you to the principal's office. They go, okay, wait a second. You're not a student. They don't put you in detention.
Bye.
They don't try and you're out of here.
Yeah, goodbye.
You're trespassing.
Let's enroll you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, for real. No, that's actually a pretty damn good, like, well, honestly, yeah, that's the best way to say it. That's a pretty good analogy. That was a really good one. He's like, yeah, if you get in trouble in a different school and it's not your school, what are they gonna do? They can't do shit to you. They're just gonna be like, bro, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. But if you do it in your own school, then they're like, all right, bet you're gonna get suspended, detention, whatever.
Let's enroll you to give you detention. Like
punishment enough.
Anywhere else.
God, yo, that is the perfect analogy. What are we gonna do? Enroll you so we can punish you? Wild. Now, let's go back on that.
That's the process. The first step is figuring out if you should be here. It'd be like going to a high school where you have no business being. It's not your district. You're not signed up. And you smack some kid, and they send you to the principal's office. They go, okay, wait a second. You're not a student.
Emotional.
They don't put you in detention. They don't try and you're out of here. You're trespassing.
Let's enroll you.
Yeah, exactly. Let's enroll you to give you detention. Like
punishment enough.
Anywhere else, that is the process, right? It's like, hey, wait a second. Hey, man, I heard that you got into it with someone at work. Wait, you don't work here.
Right.
Why have you been in this office for the last week? Get out. We act as though it's the only scenario in this country where it's like, yeah, but they were here. Therefore, they have the right to be. Nowhere else does that apply. So Tim Miller, Tim Miller, talked about this as well. He said, excuse me, the 19-year-old with no criminal record that we shackled in chains and dumped in an immigration detention center for a month actually turned red in violation of a no turn on red sign. She very well may have used her blinker, and we are unsure. I regret the error. What's funny is that it started off so like indignant, like, the lady we shackled, and it turns out she did it.
Also, chains now? There's chains?
Well, shackled. He uses the shackled.
The shackled and chains. What is she? The dude from the Christmas Carol? What?
Yeah. I mean, damn, handcuff is being shackled. I thought being shackled was like the chains they put around you on your ankles and your hands. Those are the shackles I'm thinking.
Exactly. That's exactly Marley. She's like
Marley. Yeah, that's his name.
What is she? A 1910 prisoner with a black and white stripe and
what is
cannonball on a chain?
Slave up for auction? What is she?
Exactly. Who's she? Amistad?
Yeah. What is she, a Hebrew? Hey!
So here are the facts. She was pulled over for turning right on red. Okay. She was driving without a driver's license. Georgia law requires police to arrest a driver who.
No license? Oh, she didn't even have the L's. They knew something was wrong. You didn't even have your L's, sweetheart. You ride around just dirty with no L's. And you ain't a citizen. Your parents let you do that?
Cannot present to them a driver's license. And by the way, under their law, driving without a license is a crime that can be punished with a minimum of 2 days in jail, a fine of at least $500. So she did, in fact, commit a crime. We're not saying she's an MS-13 member, but we are saying it's a crime to be here illegally from her parents, and she did commit a crime. That's the only reason they found her.
And she drive without a license. You can't get if you don't have a license, auto insurance.
Right.
So you get into an accident, now you've screwed somebody else for maybe the rest of their life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's not a victimless crime.
No, it's not. It's not. As a matter of fact, many people do it specifically to not be on the books. I don't know if you know that, because driving is really cheap when you don't have to pay for insurance and you can give the person in a fender bender the wrong phone number.
Uninsured motorists also raise the premiums of people who are insured.
Yep. It's absolutely right. By the way, so do Armenians. My brother lived in Glendale, highest auto insurance rates in the country.
Really?
I know, you would have thought Koreatown.
Huh.
So she was processed. They said, oh, you're here illegally. Okay. You go through that process now.
Yep.
She volunteered that information, by the way.
Expedited deportation. Look it up. If you're not here with proper travel documents, you can be expedited on the whole deportation. Goodbye.
Yeah.
She volunteered the information when questioned. She said she had an international driver's license. She couldn't present that. When asked about it, yes, I'm here illegally. What?
Wow. New?
Yeah. What's the big deal?
So that's my point.
Let me go.
What then do you want us to do in this case? Oh, hold on. Well, let me check your extracurriculars. What are you applying for college here? Like, you happen to go to high school and graduate. Fantastic. You're a track star. Fantastic. People at church say they like you. That's fine. Whatever. You're still here illegally, correct? Okay, bye.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
By the way, her father was already set to be deported.
Yeah.
So Cristobal's dad was arrested 2 weeks ago. Also, a traffic offense.
Runs in the family.
Wow. There's not good drivers. But Damn, dad going too with the daughter? Well, at least they'll be together, right? Hey, as Tom Homan said, don't worry, we'll deport them together.
Just 2 weeks ago, Arias Cristobal's family tells.
She looks like a cat in the rain and doesn't like it.
Yeah, that's a calico.
Yeah.
Mary Beth Mangrum. Mangrum's not a very cool last name.
No, even the name Mangrum.
Steven, you'd be pissed off.
Yeah, it's
like,
just Mangrum.
Mangrum.
Like, we're going out to our live reporter, Mangrum.
She's like, I cannot wait to get married.
It's too close to you guys are crazy. I think she's cute.
All right.
For a demon. Nope.
Joshy likes himself some Mangrum. Don't worry.
Mangrum.
There's plenty to go around. Mangrum. All right, sorry. You know, we should start this from the top because we were being very childish.
That's my fault.
And I didn't hear the introduction from the esteemed Mangrum.
Hey, give Mary Beth a break.
Okay, go.
Just 2 weeks ago, Arias Cristobal's family tells us that they went through a similar situation with her father. They tell us that he was exceeding the speed limit here in Tunnel Hill and when he got pulled over during a traffic stop. And during that traffic stop, he did not have a driver's license.
When my dad left, well, it was only her and my older sister to help out with the family. And now that they took her away, it's only her.
All right. You know what? We could...
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, though. She do look good, though. I mean, like... Hold on.
With the family.
I mean, I will admit, I do feel bad. But God damn it, guys. God damn it. Look, this is why we say we shouldn't let these people do this, because we gotta do heartbreaking things like this. Excuse me, but if you don't think I feel bad, I do. This sucks for her. Because the problem is her parents didn't try to solidify nothing for her. They could have tried to get her naturalized. They could have just said, look, she's been here since 4. She's been here for like, I don't know, 10 plus years. You know, you think you can get her together. They could have did something. They could have made a case, but they did not. And they waited till it's too late. Now this lady must be deported from, I ain't going to lie, I would consider this her home, but not legally.
Family, and now that they took her away, it's only her.
All right. You know what? We could extend a little grace.
Maybe we've made a mistake.
That's her. I just love, by the way, I just always find it so funny how seriously local news people like have to take their job. It's like,
I know.
Hey, watch, we're going to start on Mangrum, then we're going to pan shakily to the speed limit.
Exceeding the speed limit.
We're not going to go back to Mangrum. Everybody thinks you're going to go back to Mangrum. No, we're going to cars.
Yeah. Well, we're going to zoom in on a distant vape shop.
Yeah.
He was exceeding the speed limit, driving in a car such as these.
Yeah. Yes.
These are cars. This is a road. I'm Mangrum.
It is a vehicle which includes a motor and 4 wheels as displayed below. 4 wheels. Is this a children's show? Oh, it's local news.
Yeah. The wheels on the bus go round and round.
That's right.
As I'm being told by the studio.
And the driver on the bus says, shut the hell up. That's the adult. We changed it from shush. So the good news is, I mean, the father's being deported, and they won't miss the ice and... the good news is, the father's being deported, and they won't miss the ICE detention center father-daughter dance. Yeah, let that reverberate through your soul.
Customs is DJing.
Too early.
That's just mean.
I'm not sorry for that one either.
No. Tom Homan spiking the punch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
So, to be clear, this guy, the dad, he had 15 years to seek citizenship, to do it the right way. And he chose not to. Hey,
it's like there's a benefit to it.
It's ownership to do it.
Yep, Homeland Security. The family will be able to return to Mexico together. Mr. Tova had, let's see here, low key, a lot, pretty much he had a pretty good amount of time to get his stuff together. To seek a legal pathway to citizenship, he chose to not to. We are not ignoring the rule of law. So, yeah, I know. He got to go. I know. Hurts to hear it, but this is how it is in America. Sorry, but 19 years old. Damn, since she was 4, though? I mean, oh, wow. Y'all couldn't just make sure you got her papers together or something. Excuse me. Here's the worst part about it. She can't come back because we got her. She can never come back now because her parents didn't solidify that for her. Made her running around here knowing damn well she wasn't no citizen. So, yeah, she can never come back because we're deporting her. She should have hit the CCP app and got that $1,000 and then applied. And I'm pretty sure there'd have been a hell of people who'd have signed up to sponsor her return.
Do it the right way. And he chose not to. Hey,
it's like there's a benefit to it.
It's
Lord knows, I know some of y'all in the chat would like,
It's almost like there's a benefit. Let me ask you this. Do you know anyone?
I cannot. She's a bit out of my age range.
Here legally? Do you know any immigrant who has come here legally? Comment. Do you know anyone? Because if you do, this guy stole one of those people's spots. Think of that for a second. All of our actions have consequences. And the left just wants to absolve the current victim group of the day. This idea that someone coming here illegally affects no one but themselves, it couldn't be less true. It affects you, the taxpayer, and it affects our entire immigration system. It affects people who want to come here legally. There are people right now on Earth, on this planet, who their one sole dream is to move to the United States, and they have done everything humanly possible within their power. They have gotten their grades up. They have saved up money. They've retained a lawyer. They've come here and visited. They're probably looking for someone to marry. I mean, there are loopholes. But the point is, it's all they want, and they're going through it the right way.
I ain't gonna lie, man. She should have got married off the rip. I mean, boy. Man, that should have been the first thing, man. Before she even graduated, her ass should have got married. Or something, man. That might have helped out. That might have helped out a little bit.
Hey. And there are some of those people who are going to lose their spot because of this guy.
They served in our military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know people like that.
Yes.
I served with a guy from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Expedited his citizenship.
And you know what? That's one
Yeah.
I get. Hey, you want to come here and serve the country? Great. There you go. There's a price of admission. Paid.
I mean, yeah, sacrificing your life or dedicating your time to the country, sure, that's going to get you in here pretty quickly. But trying to skip over here and take advantage, no. That's not how you do it, my friend. Try to come in as a benefit to the country, and you'll find it very easy to get in here. Which right now, I mean, I believe we should close off for a couple years until we have everything straightened up.
That process is longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, that one is. I mean, when you're living in these other countries, like in Korea, there's mandatory service that every citizen has to do.
A baseball player just went back.
Right.
G-Man Choi. He prolonged his service and recently was like, all right, I'm going to retire from baseball and go back to Korea and fulfill my service.
Yep. There was a fighter who did it and then came back after that. And by the way, the CBP1, that self-deport feature, it's been live since March 10th.
Yes.
And now he could have collected, $1,000
per person.
What's
the free plane ticket? He came here 15 years ago. It's not like family doesn't exist back home for him.
Yeah.
Let
me ask you, what is the justification to not learning English when in this country?
You don't have to. There's no.
Well, I know you don't have to. But if you love this country, right, and you really want to stay, what's the justification for that? I mean, if you want to stay in this country, unless you're just a taker and you have no respect for this country and its people, what's the reason for not learning the language? You could never imagine that with someone living in Mexico.
Yeah, no.
To be clear, let me give you some other facts. We've done this before. References, link in the description. Mexico, how they handle immigrants. Okay, their deportations can be done within 24 hours. Any foreigners deemed undesirable, they can just be deported. No judicial review.
Undesirable.
Damn. I mean, we showing a whole lot of love to these Mexicans. And be honest, if it was the reverse situation, no due process, no nothing, you could be dead, bro. Deported within 24 hours. Damn.
As ugly.
Yes. Any foreigner.
Undesirable. I do not desire this woman.
No, he's a 5 gone.
Exile her.
Why did you deport her? Cierto.
Afuera.
Sure. Seis. So any foreigner in Mexico is completely prohibited from any type of political activity. And by the way, you may not know this, any foreigner in Mexico is prohibited from owning real estate within 31 miles of the shore.
That's a long way. I thought it was like 7.
God damn. I mean, well, at least they describe what people they're talking about, because You got people over here talking about, well, the persons means everybody. No, the persons, and they say jurisdiction of, which means the persons within the jurisdiction of the United States of America, not just anybody in the world.
7 or 8, which I thought was long enough. 31 miles?
That's so many coastal cities.
Right. Or within 62 miles of any international border. And by the way, those last 3 points, those are actually codified. They're enshrined in the Mexican Constitution. Can you imagine if it was like Amendment 14? Yeah. Those dirty beaners can't own waterfront property.
In anywhere in San Diego.
Yeah. At all whatsoever.
I like the idea of the short.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like, no foreigners can own any beachfront property. That's exactly what the Mexican government has in their constitution. I mean, damn, I thought y'all was our friends.
Line coming up a few feet and them taking someone's house.
Let's have a yardstick.
He's mine, bro.
Lo siento, el niño came through. Now you don't own your house.
No me gusta.
31 miles is so far.
I know.
You couldn't own property anywhere in New York City.
I know. That being said, HGTV would still include them in their hunting.
Bro, a freaking cartel member could come over here and own some nice beachfront property. It's wild that we couldn't go over there and do the same. It's constitutional, bro. It's unconstitutional over there for us to go over there buying nice property on their beaches. Savages.
Waterfront property reality show.
A little foreshadow. How far across is Florida? Because
but if we do it though, I swear to God, if we was to do this, we'd be racist.
Like, you have to find the spot right in the middle. You
I know,
own a piece of property.
It's like 8 feet wide, you know.
We've been enjoying this show, this real estate show, where it's
so
waterfront property hunting or whatever it is.
Yes,
and they're not even close.
The guy will show 3 houses in this.
I'm actually upset that I read that. I'm like, bro, y'all cannot be serious. It's like that, Mexico. It's really like that, bro. Let us have some bullshit like that, bro. It'd have been a wrap. They'd be saying, we don't allow these immigrants to have beachfront property. Why can't they see the sunset on the horizon too? Because they're not American. Could you imagine?
One house is like this amazing house that's out of their price budget. It's on the water, great view, all that. And they're like, okay, great. Let's see the other 2 houses. And then it's like, here's one in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
And they're like, wait a second. Well,
but it's in your price budget.
Yeah. There's a pond. And they do a whole show.
This one has a pool, or jacuzzi on the patio.
It's so shitty. And I'm like, I just can't believe it's a show. All right.
What's your budget? $80,000.
They've literally done that. They're like, all right, look, it was a little bit hard for me to find waterfront property in your price range of $112,000. But I think I found something you're going to like. It opens the closet. It's a body. It's a bed sheet. It's a curtain.
Here's just land.
Yeah. They're just corpses floating up like faces of death in the pond. He's like, I was like, I don't know. I guess it's a fixer-upper.
Joseph and Karen are looking for waterfront property in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, exactly.
Comes with its own noose, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Whoa.
There's one where he literally goes like, hey, wait, hold on a second. You haven't seen the pièce de résistance yet. And he like brings him into the kitchen. Look, Formica. And they're like, shit.
Tile floor that's missing 7 tiles.
Exactly.
Fixer upper.
You just clean the grout out and, maybe put some actual cabinet doors. People are like, are you a real estate agent?
This house has great potential. You can make a lake out back.
Yes. You just put a hose there. You flood it.
Put a slip and slide in, you're good.
BYO Lake.
Sorry, I'm sure that Landon Brain is losing his mind right now. So we'll trim all this out for the clip on YouTube. But
if we have to.
So all of this that you now know that the story you've been fed is not true. This person was here illegally. Parents were here illegally. The father came here illegally, had plenty of time to get the citizenship, did not. She committed a crime according to Georgia law, and he was pulled over because he also committed a traffic violation. And like Josh said, driving without a license is not a victimless crime. All right, time to go back through the process.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. This is gonna be a hard one to debate, guys, on. We have all the right to deport that young lady, but it's just like, God damn it, bro. It's gonna be so hard to sit there and fight the emotional heartstrings that the libs are gonna try to pull. I know you guys are gonna try to pull all the emotional strings as possible with this one, and I feel it. I get it. That's probably gonna be the only a tactic that y'all got, or the logical fallacy of emotion or appeal to emotion. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but she gotta go. They didn't well properly file, and that's her fault. That's her parents' fault. Really, it's her parents' fault. And now she's gone. Her and her dad can be in Mexico together. You know what? Like I said, you Mexican. All right, let me say this as nice as possible. You Mexicans also got to focus on your homeland and try to get the cartel up out of there. Or I don't know, maybe push America to get involved. You feel me? Or push the Mexican government to, let us go over there and clean that up so you guys aren't running from there and you don't fear for your lives. You feel me? Like, it's not a lot better than just running to here and endangering yourselves like this. Just think about it.
That's not what the left will tell you. Google right now, if you search, it auto-populates a GoFundMe.
What?
Yeah, it auto-populates as a first result a GoFundMe. $64,000 raised thus far.
Legal representations, bro. There is none. No, there's no legal representation for her. It's a wrap. Expedited. She ain't come here with no papers. She's illegal. She's gone.
Representation for what? To say, yes, I'm here illegally, as I stated to the police already?
Yes.
I don't understand.
Well, the good news is if this doesn't work and she's not as sympathetic a character as the left is hoping for, they can move on to the San Diego grandma, because according to the LA Times, undocumented grandmother faces deportation after wrong turn in San Diego. So
was she 31 miles from the shore?
Yeah. I was just going home to my waterfront property.
No, you're not, Grandma.
I'm predicting, though, you are going to see this in the media. This is going to be the new Abrego Garcia, and they can probably gain a little more traction with this because, this girl's cute and not a gang member. It's still wrong. She was deported. She should remain deported and go through the process legally. We called it. Oh, you're still here watching this.
Man. I mean, it is sad, but like I said, it is what it is. She didn't want to follow the law. And what can I say? That's not really our fault. I blame her parents, but mainstream media will blame Trump. What can you do? What can you do? All right, now let's take a walk back in time, man. We're gonna walk back in time.
Thank you for being here. Mr. Vice President, thank you for being here.
Ex-vice president, by the way. But okay.
And I should note where we are. We're in Boston at the JFK Library because you just received the John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award last night for certifying the election results in 2020. And in your acceptance speech, you invoked the Constitution. And you said it's the common ground on which we stand. How has that been a guiding principle for you?
Well, it's good to see you, Caitlin. Thanks for traveling up here to the Kennedy Library. It was deeply humbling for me to receive the recognition.
I mean, yes, you ignore the cries of your